Hello everyone, I'm back. I'm Denise with Spiritual Growth Tarot, and this reading is devoted to us to tap into the energy that's available for us today in order to spiritually grow and manage our physical reality here. So this is for Wednesday, September 2nd. Okay. All right. So we have the Eight of Swords, Six of Swords, the Four of Pentacles is the theme. We have the Four of Wands and the Five of Pentacles. Okay. So it looks like a little bit of a challenging day, but we can work through it. So with the Eight of Swords, this card has to do with restrictions, but it's because it's the swords, we're dealing with the mental realm. And because the Four of Pentacles is the theme for the day, this is just in the morning. It may have to do with travel plans that, and I say that because of the Six of Swords can be traveling. So it could be some kind of like travel restrictions that cause you to go, wait, is this really how I want to spend my money? And now this is just on a purely, mundane level. And especially traveling for an event. Like this could be, let's say, a wedding invitation. It could be some type of an invitation where you have to travel and you're seriously considering, is it worth it? Because you don't want to get to the place where it causes some other deprivation in your life. This card, the Four of Pentacles, is all about your security and your money management and our budgeting. And we don't want to get into a place where we don't have enough. So wise, money management is always smart. But then we have this other parts, we have these other parts because we're so, as human beings, we are so multifaceted that, we can have these other parts where this causes us to feel really restricted. But that restriction can help you move on to smoother waters, that transition that goes in the right direction, and helps with having healthy boundaries. With the Four of Pentacles, it's all about healthy boundaries. Now, on a spiritual level, this could be, if we're just thinking about it on the psychological level, this could read out as saying, throw out any negative voices that come into your head so that you can move on to the smoother waters and sail your boat in the direction that you want it to go. And by doing so, you can have a full circle experience of coming home back to yourself, because you've tapped into your inner light that's inside of you, and it's not blocked out. It's not, you have the keys to your inner kingdom. They're not blocked out. And you're no longer going to take on these beliefs in lack. That just because you can't make it to the other event doesn't mean that you're lacking in any way. It just means that right now it's not the smart thing to do. Or that could be one of the other messages with it. But on the deepest inner levels, this has to do with healing your, belief in lack. It has to do with letting go of deprivation consciousness, and to remember who you really are. And that in each lifetime, we come in with a little piece where we're not clear, where we're not totally free. And it's something that we do. We agree to temporarily forget who we really are in each lifetime so that we can work on this little, like soul fragment or egoic fragment where we falsely believed we were, something less than, where we had this a restriction inside of us. That's another way to look at it, the bigger spiritual level. So this could have to do with, recovering a lost part of your soul. It's very possible. And I'm not seeing that in just one card. I'm seeing it as the combo here. A little bit of soul retrieval work to remember who you really are. It's much, much brighter and bigger, and it's inside of you. It's not out there. It's not out there. It's inside of you. And you don't have to travel to get it, because it's inside of you. You just have to look in the mirror and take off the blindfolds. Work through the blind spots. Yeah. Okay, so just for fun, for a little more help, let's use these the Spirit Animal Oracle by Colette Baron-Reid, just to get a simple message to balance out because those were pretty challenging cards, actually. But that's how it works when you're working to grow spiritually. You don't look at problems as being, or what looks to be as problems. You look at everything as being an opportunity to grow, rather than seeing anything as good and bad. Some of the most painful times of my life has turned into the biggest blessing, because it helped me to clear out something from the past that needed to go. Okay, so for us, for Wednesday, September 2nd, and I'm going to do 3. I heard 3. Okay. And I don't read reversals with these oracles, even though she calls for it in the cards. I just feel like, I can always pull out the negative meanings if need be. It's kind of the way my brain works. Okay, yeah, so now this is exactly what these cards were saying before. It's a mental issue. And when I see pigs, I think of prosperity. I think of, just having more than you need. Because they gain weight really easily. And they're very, very intelligent animals. I think they're like second to human. And either that or they're in a tight race with dolphins. I forget. But they're very intelligent. But this message here, what she's saying with this card, is to use your mind wisely. And that means that this is the way the ego works. It's like we have an ego because without it, we wouldn't be able to say our name or identify who we are in any given situation. We couldn't identify ourselves. It's our part of our unique, personality. So it's not about ever getting rid of the ego. It's about transcending it. And the only way I can do that is to put it to work. Put it in the service of my higher self. So sometimes I have to disengage from my little, pea brain or my lower self that wants to, be hopeless in the moment, or wants to, not believe that life can be, can be good. And yes, here on this planet, it's, we have the good, bad, and the ugly. But it's just temporary, and it's not the true reality. The true reality is inside of your spirit. It's inside of you, always. Look at the wings here. That's really beautiful. So it's about deciding. And remember, I think we had, did we have the Two of Wands, or Two of, oh, I forget. I know we had the Eight of Swords, and we had the, Eight of Swords, and what was after that had to do with the 6. Yeah, it was like the 8, the 6, right? Where it could have been travel problems. There were Swords and Pentacles is what I believe we had. I'd have to. Yeah, that's right. Oh wait, here they are. There they are. They're right here. Oh, here, I can recreate this. I probably should have just, let's do this a little differently. Lessons for next time. Don't just push the cards all aside. There we go. Okay, so if we can get some extra guidance over these, or for these 5 cards here. Let's see. Something like that. Okay, good enough. Okay, so this mental restriction that keeps us from moving forward in life in a graceful way can be overcome by changing our mind. And with the turtle here saying slow and steady wins the race, yeah, that's how it is. And look how this turtle, slow and steady, goes with the 4 of Pentacles. Because the 4, all the 4s in tarot, they can be, they are very, it's a structure, you know, because of course you have like 4 corners. And it's a container. And it can be a culmination of something really good, but then it also can be you know, stagnancy. So this card in a negative sense could be hoarding and holding on to too much. But if we do hold on and we are in consciousness of, you know, lack, you know, if we're unconsciously in that place of lack, then we will create more of that, because lack creates lack and abundance creates abundance. So if we get our mind going in the right direction, and we might have to work at it every single day. There might be all kinds of little nigglings, all, you know, and this may go on our entire lives because we're human and we're here, you know, in this dense experience on Earth. So it's important to, with the parrot spirit here, to watch your words. So watch our inner self-talk. Watch our negative self-talk about what we think that we can be and all that we think that we can have. You know, let's free it up. Let's move on to a more graceful place. So yeah, it's slowly but surely. We know deep inside that we are infinite. Where there's just, you know, the unlimited abundance, just infinite abundance that's completely unlimited, that is inside of us. And because this day is it's a 9-day numerology wise, this may be a place where we come into some completion about these old negative tapes that could keep us limited and stuck. You know, we don't want to be stagnant. And if we have our life force moving freely, our emotional body clear, you know, our feelings moving freely, then we don't stay in these places for very long. But they may come up, but they definitely help us get our priorities straight, don't they? I mean, because it's like, if you don't really have the money to travel, why would you waste it? You know, if you can't save for the future, then you need to get inside of that place where it's more about having healthy boundaries. Notice the boundaries in both of these cards. A turtle has a very hard shell, and it protects the, you know, the vulnerable life force within. And then to always remember that, you know, you have power in your words, in your self-talk. So we don't want any negative self-talk, you know, that limits our future. There's no reason to beat ourselves up just because we don't have the travel funds right now, or we don't have, you know, all the abundance that we want in our homes, or that we don't have, you know, enough money to have an event at your home, or, you know, that there's some transition that hasn't happened yet. If the transition hasn't been able to happen yet, it's okay. We can take our time. Just to remember, the slow and steady is the way to go. It's, you know, that goes with spiritual law too, where it's always the middle, you know, way, the balanced way is always the way to go. So we're constantly balancing out life as we travel through it on Earth. which can be really challenging when deep down inside who we really are, spirits of utter freedom and unlimited, resources and movement and possibilities. So try not to identify too much with your earthly experience as a complete reflection of who you are, because that's not true. It's just one little, who we are, who each of us is so much bigger than this one lifetime. So much bigger. So whatever we're experiencing here on earth is really, yes, work with it, let it shore up your boundaries, your healthy boundaries, but to not identify as if this is, your entire being of who you are. It's more like or it's not more like, it is, the task is to identify whatever words have been restricting you in your freedom from the past. Identify them so that you can heal them and clear them out and be free, but don't identify with them, because it's not really who you are. It's just sometimes challenging times. That's it. Okay, I think that's it for today. I'll be back for Thursdays, and meanwhile, take good care, you guys. Okay, bye.